Master Rowan, wait! This is a trap.
A trap? What are you talking about?
This path here leads directly into an ambush. A mage of the Circle. He wants to destroy you.
A circle mage? So my destiny has finally caught up with me at the end.
You know him?
Indeed I do. This circle mage wants to bring the Godstones under his control. Should he succeed, all of life as we know it will be snuffed out forever.
But why?
It is his goal to open a portal back into the valley. He believes this way he can change the course of history and acquire the power of the Convocation. But he is mistaken. He cannot control that power. Nobody can. It was a deception, a ploy of the evil gods.
The invasion plans for his armies are here in this casket. We took possession of it, but we cannot open it.
A casket? Should... Listen to me, Rune Warrior. We haven't got much time. Find Hokan's legacy. That is the only way you can prevent the destruction of the world. Look for it, and for the artifact that is powerful enough to stop a circle mage.
I don't understand. What's wrong with you?
I have done whatever was in my power. Here, take this book. It contains the truth about the Convocation and its appalling consequences. May it one day decide on the fate of the world. And now give me the casket.
It is empty, but...
So we meet again, old man. Did you really think you could stop me? Now you will pay the price for your foolish efforts. Your journey ends here. For you, there is no future. And you, Rune Warrior, you have done me excellent service. Return to your order now and tell them that the time of dawn is past. The time of war has begun.
Welcome, friend.
The traitor is dead.
Did he have the banner with him? Who was it? What did he look like?
The banner is here. It was a scarred fellow with eyes of steel, a good fighter with shield and sword.
Halgard, that swine! I suspected he was the one. He's been stalking Shira for a long time. I was a fool. As for you, Rune Warrior, you have restored the honor of Utran and avenged the death of my wife. Take this as thanks. May it be useful to you on your journey.
Ah, it's you.
Greetings.
What do you want?
Tell me about the chest again.
The chest is equipped with a clever lock. Only somebody who turns the 3 knobs in the correct sequence will be able to open it.
What sequence is that?
You must be joking. I'm a merchant. You'll have to give me something of comparable value for information like that. A malachite, for example.
Here, take it. A malachite.
Indeed. Then I was mistaken about you. You're wealthier than you appear on the surface. Well then, the correct sequence is...
Well?
Right knob.
And then?
Left knob.
Continue.
Knob in the middle. Left knob.
Well?
And last, the knob in the middle.
There's something else I have to know.
Yes, the combination isn't enough. If you want to open the chest, you need a key.
Could you give me the key?
Of course. Here it is.
Did you find the quill?
Here, I found this odd glowing quill.
Ye gods, a Talindian writing quill. Thank you. You are really unusual. I hardly dare ask you for this, but...
But what?
You know, there is a special chalk. It's used for invocations and rituals. It's generally used by shamans or demonologists. My master told me to get him one, but that is completely impossible. Nobody here makes anything like that. To get one, I would have to rob an orc shaman.
The orc shamans I've run across so far haven't lived long enough to tell me anything about their chalk, but I'll ask the next one I meet.
Have you found the invocation chalk?
Here is your invocation chalk.
I don't know how to thank you. Without you, I would have long since lost my novitiate.
Anything else? Is everything all right now?
Well, there is something.
Yes?
My master's robe is worn out and tattered. I should have had it mended a long time ago, but I've had so much other work.
Your other problems were more interesting?
Oh, dealing with Tanard can be very interesting. Here is the robe. Please bring it to Tanara, the seamstress.
Greetings, my friend.
By Awenir's light, Knight of the Order, what are you carrying in your hand?
This here, that was supposed to become a very special crossbow, but I have almost given up all hope of ever finishing it. I wanted to make it from the noble wood of the black yew tree, but this tree has become very rare in the meanwhile. Back in the old days, the forests were still full of that wood. People carved many fine bows from it, but since the rule of the circle, we can hardly find the black yew tree anymore.
Is this the broken bow made from the wood of the black yew tree?
Indeed it is. Perfect Talindian workmanship. An excellent piece of work.
Take it. Maybe you can complete your work on your crossbow with it.
Thank you, stranger. This is an extremely generous gift. Ah, an adventurer. Come closer. Bring a little diversion into the working day of a simple cobbler. Tell me of your adventures.
I'm no adventurer, my friend.
No? You look a hell of a lot like one. What's up? Do you want to experience a little adventure, perhaps?
My time is limited.
Come on, don't be so diffident. Listen to me for a moment. It will surely interest you. Old treasures and old secrets.
Good. Tell me your secrets, friend cobbler.
Sandor is my name. Now then, a few days ago I was wandering through the mountains near the Shadow Pass looking for old objects, when...
On the Shadow Pass? In the land of the goblins?
Is this your story or mine? Where was I? Oh yes, now, as I was wending my way, I suddenly heard some strange sounds, like the distant echo of voices. I found 3 different places with old gravestones on them. This odd murmuring seemed to be coming out of each one.
Did you examine it closer?
No, I'm just a cobbler. There were bones lying all around there, and when I came closer they started to tremble. Then I ran away as fast as I could. The gravestones aren't here in town. There are grave markers outside in the mountains. One stands in the north, one in the south, and one in the southwest. Examine the 3 gravestones and then come back here and tell me about them. But be on your guard.
Voices from gravestones?
Voices like echoes from a far distant place, whispering in a strange language.
How often do I have to tell you you have to wind elfin yarn the other way around? That isn't hard. Read my lips. The other way around. I'm surrounded by numbskulls. And who are you anyway? Makes no difference. You certainly haven't come here to sell snout monkeys. Add another misery to my portion. Well, what can Tanara do for you?
Garbar sent me with this robe.
Just look at it. Did you drag it through the gorges of Baragor? There's nothing more to be done. Totally hopeless. Unless, well, some rock spider silk might just work. I'd have to replace some parts, but at least it can be saved. Bring me the silk of the rock spider and I'll see what I can do. Bring me the silk if you want me to mend the robe. You'll find rock spiders in the northern Windwall Mountains.
Kalina said you could do something with this silk.
Silk from a big old spider. This sort of thing is very hard to procure. What do you want for it?
What do you offer?
What about a trade? You give me the silk, and I'll tell you in return how to get a wonderful magical robe, the likes of which nobody else in any of the Northern Realms wears.
The robe would certainly be worth more to me than this silk. Tell me more.
I do, however, need 2 different kinds of this spider silk. On the one hand, some dark silk, the kind woven by the large rock spiders in the mountains. On the other hand, a light silk, the kind woven by the phantom spiders in the darklands. Bring me 1 part dark and 2 parts light silk. Then I will make you a robe that will draw great magical power from the contradiction of these 2 opposite kinds of magical silk.
What kind of leggings are these?
A magical cloth. Very rare. It must be quite old.
I found them in a goblin's place.
He must have stolen them somewhere. This is Windrunner cloth, a very old piece of elfin workmanship. It empowers the wearer to move as fast as the wind.
Can you process this cloth?
Stupid question. Who do you think you have before you? Of course I can. I will tailor a fine pair of trousers from it for you, and that quicker than you can snap your open mouth shut. You see? Already finished. Now, get going before Master Zabo catches me giving gifts.
Many thanks.
Welcome, stranger. I'm afraid I can offer you no merchandise. I've been waiting days now for an important delivery. My storehouse is completely sold out.
From whom are you expecting the delivery?
From Flan Gonnerson, a traveling merchant. I wonder what happened to him.
Perhaps I can find him. Tell me where to begin the search.
He generally takes the route over the Shield. He may possibly have been held up there, on one of the adjoining islands.
Should I happen to go there, I'll see if I can find him. I believe I have a crate for you here.
My delivery, finally! How can I ever reward you? My cash box is empty. Wait, I know. Here, take this tincture. It has great healing power and is highly regarded everywhere.
Ah, warrior, I hope your business is satisfactory.
Do you craft armor too, Ortank?
Rarely. A good set of armor simply takes too long. Besides, the right metal is usually very scarce.
So, you have forged armor.
I once crafted a suit of armor from gleaming moon silver, the only one ever made by a human hand. Day after day, Sundra and I stood sweating over the forge. We used all our skill and knowledge to craft that armor. It was intended for the greatest warrior the human realms have ever seen.
What became of that armor?
Amra wore it when he set forth to look for Leia. What became of him? I don't know. He never returned from his journey. My old apprentice, Sunder, looked quite a while for Amra, but all in vain. He now has a forge in Leonon. If you should find him, bring him my greetings.
Ah, friend, it's you again. You want to show me your teeth now?
No, thank you.
Pity. Have you at least found my property?
Are these the pliers that were stolen from you?
Yes, I can finally pull teeth again. Here, take this gemstone as my thanks. It will certainly fetch a pretty price from the right merchant. And if you need some treatment yourself, just come to see me.
I found this tooth here. Can you make anything of it?
Indeed. A handsome piece for my collection. Here, take this in repayment.
They are here. They are here. Oh, dear, send down your light. Drive the shadows away.
You should go see a healer, friend. You are ill.
No, not ill. Knowing, and yet still blind. I don't see the shadows under the light. Don't see the horror creeping up on me.
Tell me one thing at a time.
Sorry, I'm Kastagir, an adept of the dark arts. Believe me, I know the creatures of light, and I'm knowledgeable on the creatures of darkness. But in the shadows there lurks a power that is more terrible than all the creatures this world will ever bring forth. Something is waiting there. Alien, mysterious, not visible to the eye, except when they are killing. Then you see their dark silhouettes, and it's the last thing you ever see. Only very few people know of them. My master died by their hand. I must get to the bottom of their secret. I have no other choice. Perhaps they are already here, among us, lurking.
Is there no magic spell that can protect you?
No, no curse can frighten them. The ring is the only way. My master told me about it before he died, but he took his knowledge with him into the grave.
What do you want from me?
I have procured your tincture. Here it is.
Oh, stranger, I am deeply indebted to you. Please take this as a small token of my appreciation.
Greetings from Ortank.
Thank you, but that's not why you're here, right?
I'm looking for Amra's armor. Ortank sent me to you.
Amra is gone. Leia is gone. Only the gods know what has become of them. Amra was a warrior, short-tempered, but his heart was in the right place. And Leia was the loveliest creature the world has ever seen. The two of them would have made a lovely couple, but then Leia went away with some fellow in disguise, and Amra was never the same again. Raged and howled all day. Finally, he ordered us to forge this armor that neither a sword nor magic can penetrate. When it was finally finished, he left to bring Leia back. He never returned. This disguised fellow must have slain him and then run off with Leia. Poor Shan. She's been worried to death over her sister ever since.
Shan Muyir is Leia's sister?
That she is. Go and ask her yourself if you don't believe me.
Ah, so you're back.
You were Leia's sister?
Yes. May the gods protect her wherever she is, and her beloved as well, even though their love brought nothing but misfortune to our house. You should know that Amra once hired on as a mercenary for my father. At that time, my sister Leia fell in love with him, and would certainly have become his wife had a wealthy mage not already asked for her hand. And so my father sent Amra away. Leia gave him a sign of her favor, her most precious possession, the pledge of the gods. A golden ring, which she had once received from the hand of the goddess Elen herself. Then the mage came and took Leia with him, and that was the last we heard from her. But one day the mage returned, raging with fury. He killed my father and destroyed our home. I never found out exactly what happened back then, but you aren't the only one interested in the history of the House of Muyir. For days, there have been strange creatures lingering about the ruins of our house. They seem to be looking for something there.
Perhaps they're looking for Amra's armor. I'll have a look myself. Where exactly will I find your house?
Take the road to the east after the North Bridge, then you'll come right to it, but all that's left of it is a ruin. There is nothing to be found there.
Someone seems to have a different opinion.
What else do you want?
I believe I ran across some of your people.
People? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the scum that was rummaging through the ruins of the House of Muyir. They had this letter with them.
You must excuse me. Good people are always hard to find. Of course, I will see to it they are severely punished.
That's already been taken care of. They made one mistake they will never make again.
Well, then justice has been served. They weren't much good anyway. Now please excuse me, I have to...
Not so hasty, my friend. What were your people looking for? After all, they were there on your orders.
Oh, nothing at all. An old story.
You're looking for Amra's armor, aren't you?
You know about the armor? Well, Good. Let's talk. But not here. The town has many ears. Meet me at the Wildland Pass. I followed Amra's traces to there.
Good. I'll be there.
A wanderer in this wilderness?
You look very weak.
Weak, yes. Weakness has lived in my limbs since that day, when this illness laid me low. May you never have to go through anything like that. Nothing can soothe my agony.
You mean your disease is incurable?
Well, the Zephyr potion, it can heal this illness. But it is rare and precious. Shanmuir, the healer from Leonon, she might be able to concoct it. But she... perhaps you might be able to help me. Ask Shanmuir for a Zephyr potion. She'll listen to you.
I'll see what I can do.
Ah, you're back.
I have examined the 3 gravestones.
And?
I could actually make out words. Tar, Shin, and Gar.
What might that mean?
I don't know, Sandor.
Go to Goran, the old scholar. Perhaps he can decipher those words. He knows a lot about the old languages.
What is it this time?
Sandor sent me.
A cobbler? Huh. I would never have thought that a warrior would be out and about on orders from a cobbler.
Do the words Tar, Gar, and Shin mean anything to you? Perhaps an old language you might know?
Not a language. That's a name. An old, hated name. The Child Slaughterer. His name was Shin Targar, the last sorcerer of Greyfell. In his greed for power, he slew 3 sons and offered their blood as a sacrifice to the Red Horde. But the Horde betrayed him, as they did so many others. That was still before the days of the Circle. The citizens of Greyfell drove him away when they discovered what he had done. Embittered, he ran away into a cave and sealed up its entrance forever.
Then those are the voices of his slain sons who curse his name.
Yes, may he be damned forever.
Ah, you're back.
I went to see Goran.
And? What does he say?
He thinks the words form the name of an old sorcerer, Shin Targar.
An old sorcerer? There is a cave up there in the mountains. They say you can find the grave of an old sorcerer up there. I'd bet anything it's full of treasures. The cave is sealed with a stone gate. Nobody has been able to open it so far. If it's the grave of that sorcerer...
Then his name might open the gate.
Come along! Follow me!
What is it this time?
Here, I have a book from Shin Targar.
Let me see it. Encoded. I can recognize the syllables all right, but none of the words. You'll have to go see someone else. Go to Darius Serval. He lives in Leonon. He knows the codes of the old guilds better than I do. Talk to him about the book.
Welcome, young warrior.
Goron told me you might be able to decipher this.
A dark document, very dark. Almighty light, this is the book of the child slaughterer. Here, take this in exchange. I'll keep the book. This knowledge is not intended for you.
Ah, so you're back.
Can you brew a Zirfar potion for me?
The Zirfar potion? Who has sent you? Is it that hermit?
Yes. You know of him?
Indeed I do. He's a murderer, a slaughterer driven by madness. His illness and weakness are the only reason why he is still on the loose and not in a dungeon. His suffering gained him the sympathy of the judges. The Zirfar potion might help him, but once he regains his strength, he will doubtlessly start murdering again.
Have you no compassion for him?
I can give you a pain-easing potion. It will ease his pains even if it doesn't cure them, but the Zirfar potion, never.
Then give me that pain-easing potion.
Here it is. Bring it to the hermit.
The potion. Do you have the potion? No. Get away with it. That will only retard the pain. You don't understand. Nobody understands me. I must...
What must you do? What's wrong with you?
They say I'm a murderer. Perhaps I am, but I didn't do it voluntarily. Once, I fell under the spell of a dryad. A horrible enchantment. Magnificently beautiful, and yet cold and consuming like frost. She gave me hours. I can't begin to describe them. But one night, she stole a lock of my hair. Since then, we have been bound together in a pact. Her hate burns in my breast. Men are rivals. Women challenge her beauty. They must all die. All of them.
I will liberate you from your spell. Where is the grove of this dryad?
In the forest of Eloni, near a pond. That's where I met her the first time. But be careful. She knows what I know. She'll be expecting you.
Ah, come in, friend. I'm glad you made it.
What exactly are we doing here?
You are searching for Leia and Amra, aren't you?
What do you know about them? We will find a clue here?
You're too curious, young friend. Find. What you will find here is your end. Get him, men! I can explain that.
What are we talking about at the moment?
Please, you wouldn't kill an unarmed man, would you? Have mercy in the name of all the gods that are sacred to us.
No gods are sacred to me. Come on, speak up. What do you know? Why did you want to put me out of the way?
I don't know. I swear it.
One more lie, merchant, and I'll send you down to the River of Souls.
The only thing I know is that there is a gravesite in Whisper, they say. Leia is buried there. The key to Amra's armor is in that gravesite. I have often sent men there, but none of them has ever returned. And now my last men are dead as well. This is my end.
No, this is the beginning of honest work. Return to your merchandise, Centos. Amra's armor was forged for warriors, not for tradesmen.
I have no other choice. Farewell, warrior. May you have better luck on your quest.
Have you found it? Do you have my hair? Ye gods, release me.
Here, take back your lock of hair. You are free.
I thank you. She is gone. Her call. She is gone. Finally, silence. Except for...
the voices of the ones you killed for her sake.
They will pursue me until the end of my life.
In the final analysis, we always pay for what we do, be it in this life or the next.
Greetings, friend.
I bring you bad news.
We've already heard about it. The news of Rowan's death weighs heavily on this day. It has grown silent in the halls of the Order. A shadow has fallen over the land.
Rowan's last words make little sense to me. Hokan, an odd artifact. This book here, what could he have possibly meant?
You must follow these clues. Find Hokan. Find out how we can stop the blades. And look for the artifact. It may be our last hope.
Where do I begin my quest?
In the northern Windwall Mountains, in the land of the House of Hallett. When you are there, ask for Marcia. She is the emissary of the Order in Wellrock, the castle of the Halletts.
How can she help me?
To find Håkon, you must go into the heart of death, the Dark Lands, a desolate, devastated region which was once called the Gate of the Kings. Håkon's stronghold was once located there. Marcia knows the way.
Here, take this letter. The gate fortress in the south of the city leads to the Windwall Mountains. Show the letter to the Hallet guards.
What will you do?
We will prepare ourselves for war.
Who is Håkon Ashir?
Håkon was one of the Circle Mages. He was the mightiest necromancer Fiera had ever seen. He came here from the distant land of Xu. He brought many dark secrets from there with him. In the war he fought with his undead hordes against Uran the Red. We don't know what happened to him during the convocation. We thought he was dead. One thing, however, is sure, that his one-time undead hosts are still wandering about through the Darklands, and it seems they are stretching out their bony fingers more and more for our flesh. May the gods curse the war and everything it has brought about.
What are the Darklands?
That was where the most devastating campaigns of the Convocation War once raged. The battles between Håkon's undead hordes and Uram's demons went back and forth for years on end. Now the land is barren and burnt out. The one-time armies still live there and have made it to a site of death. The Order tried several times to cordon off the Darklands with border fortresses, but most of them were overrun by leaderless armies.
The House of Hallet has closed its borders. No thoroughfare for ordinary people.
Here, a letter from the Order. I am on an important mission.
Let me see. Good, you may pass. Open the gate!